Friends, fellow kin and honored guests, I'd like you to take a moment and imagine you're a young child, about 4 years old, and the doctors realize you are partially deaf, explaining why you have a language all of your own, one that only a mother could understand. How would your life be different today if it took 14 surgeries and thousands of hours of speech therapy just so you could speak English? All you'd have left to overcome is a severe speech impediment, and if, like me, a fear of speaking to anyone. You see, as I grew, I realized that if you can't speak, people assume you're stupid, and they treat you that way, even unintentionally. I bet you can think of a time it happened. So as I grew, my fear of speaking grew. My confidence sank. By high school, I realized I had a choice, and this time, I'd be invisible. My goal was to be rarely seen, never heard. I hid within the crowd. It wasn't until I was 17 that I finally woke up. I sat up in bed and I realized I'm scared. I'm terrified to speak to you. Fear controls my life. Fear prevents me from living the life I am meant to live. Oh, wait. I control my life. I can choose to face my fear. So I ask, who of us here has a goal or a desire that you're yet to achieve? Huh? Why? What is holding you back? Founder Howe faced his fear, and look what we've got. So once again I ask, what is holding you back? When I asked myself that question, I realized I couldn't do it on my own. I needed help to face my fear. So I remembered one guy, very social, had the gift of the gab. All the ladies loved him. Who better to be my mentor? So I jumped in the car. I drove to the house. I knocked on his door, and when he answered, he was shocked to see me. I'd avoided him for years. He was just too social. I told him my situation and how I needed his help to accomplish my goal. He puts his arm around me and says, "Come with me, young grasshopper. We're going to a party." Think of it, we're going to a party, all right, with people. We get there. I'm scared. I got very shy. In fact, I sat in the corner the entire night. Every night we went out, for weeks, before I realized I'm not the only one who's scared, am I? Jennifer, Karen, I'm sure you've experienced it. Yeah. I'm not the only one who's shy. Jackie, have you ever met people who are shy before? But want to know what was most important? I was never alone, sitting in this corner. Normally there's 4 of us. This time was different, though, because this time my friend, he comes and sits down beside me, because he knew there was a woman across the room that I liked, and she liked me too, and he wants me to go talk to her. But are you kidding? I can't look her in the eye, so I stayed right here where I was comfortable. Forget that. He gets up and whispers in her ear, getting her and all her friends to come to me. You see, what no one knew is that as a young boy, I had a dream. My dream was to be a magician. So all those years that I hid from the world, I was up in my room, honing my skills, learning my craft, waiting for the day that I had an audience. Friends, that day is today. Today is the day that I face my fear, and they are coming to me, and they're gorgeous. And they want to see magic. Oh, I can do that. So I performed. You'll notice I didn't speak. I barely looked up, but I performed every chance I got. For everyone in that room, every night we went out. You see, I found my confidence outside of my comfort zone. So I ask, where are you most comfortable? Where does your confidence come from? Is it what you say or what you do? Maybe it's what you know or what you wear. Hey, Lee, I bet it helps. So where does your confidence come from? You know, for me, it didn't happen overnight. It was one baby step at a time. Every Friday night, Saturday night, any excuse we had, we went to a party and practiced kin puff so I could face my fear. Just don't tell my parents, please. They didn't know that. But want to know what I find most interesting? It's now 10 years later, 1 decade later, and I am still scared. You just never know it. I was terrified at the idea of telling anybody my story, until my fellow kin put their arm around me and said, Jay, get up on that stage. Share your story so that others may learn from your experience. And I may continue to face my fear each and every day. So here I am in front of all my friends, sharing with you the 3 steps I took as a young man. Identify your fear. Who or what are you really scared of? Help yourself. Is there a knowledge you could gain? A course you could take? Or maybe, just maybe, there's a great organization that will help you along the way. And push your boundaries. Find your confidence outside of your comfort zone. You can do it. We all believe in you. Friends, fellow kin and honored guests, you are never alone, especially when it may seem that way. But only you can choose to make that choice. So face your fear. Take that step. Live life your way.